For Eric J on Sports, I'm Eric J, and this is what I think. LeBron James has just signed a new contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. The contract will pay him approximately $97 million over the course of the next 2 seasons. And that includes a $53 million player option for the 2024 season. Now, this contract serves 3 purposes for LeBron and the Lakers. Purpose 1, it makes LeBron the highest paid player in the NBA. And when you're arguably the best player in the NBA, being the highest paid player is not a stretch. Purpose 2, it serves to validate the statement that LeBron allegedly made when he was with the Miami Heat, and he took a pay cut so that the Heat could sign enough players so that LeBron could make the Heat champions. Allegedly, during that period, LeBron said that he would never take another pay cut while he was playing in the NBA. And this contract serves to validate that assertion. But the third thing that this contract serves to do is it handicaps the Lakers so much that if he had any dreams or any thoughts or any desires or any inclinations that during the next 2 seasons the Lakers might be able to field a championship caliber team, then LeBron and Jeannie Buss and the Lakers are sadly mistaken. James Harden's most recent contract with the 76ers saw him take a pay cut with the eye on trying to win a championship because the Sixers are so close, and he felt like that if he took a pay cut, then the Sixers would have the ability to sign more players and possibly put together a championship squad. Tom Brady, throughout his entire 22 seasons in the NFL, has never been the highest paid player, and the reason for that was because he wanted his teams to be able to sign as many players as possible with regards to the confines of the salary cap, so that his teams, first the Patriots, now the Buccaneers, would always be championship contenders. Tom appeared in 9 Super Bowls, winning 6 with the New England Patriots, and in his first season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he went to his 10th Super Bowl and won his 7th ring, based primarily on the fact that those teams were able to sign players. But LeBron is not taking any more pay cuts. Now, during the bubble in 2020, the Lakers were able to get Anthony Davis, and they were able to sign a couple of other players, and as a result of those signings, the Lakers won a championship. But the following seasons, the Lakers were among the worst teams in basketball. So now you're looking at a situation where the Lakers have players signed, and they're already over the salary cap, and they need to sign about 7 more guys. And in addition to that, they are about to attempt to trade Russell Westbrook, which will cost them 2 more first-round picks just to get rid of the guy, and maybe sign a Kyrie Irving or a Buddy Hield or somebody along those lines, who's going to demand top money, which is going to put the Lakers even further over the salary cap, which means they will not be able to fill out their roster with any quality role players. They won't have a young Trevor Ariza or Lamar Odom or a Ron Artest or a Derek Fisher or any of these guys who served the Lakers well during their championship seasons. You won't have this. You won't have any of these guys. You're not going to be able to get a Horace Grant or a John Sally or an AC Green off the free agent waiver wire and add them to your roster and become a champion again. You won't be able to do it. You'll end up with the rosters like Kobe had in 2006 and 2007, where he had Smush Parker, and he had guys like that. People who could play, but couldn't play with him and weren't going to make him a champion. But LeBron doesn't want to be anything but the highest paid player in basketball. So that's what he became. But if he also wants to be a champion and he wants to win more rings than Jordan and he wants to be considered the greatest player of all time, seems to me he needed to make better decisions. It seems to me he should have thought about the contract and how the contract would affect the team as opposed to how the contract would affect him. He's got enough money. He's been certified a billionaire already, and he's still playing. He's the first active professional athlete to be certified a billionaire. Michael Jordan is a billionaire, but he's no longer playing. Magic Johnson is close to being a billionaire, and so is Shaq, but most of their money came from endorsements and business opportunities. LeBron James and Tiger Woods are the only active Billionaires. So does LeBron really need the money? Does he want the rings? Does he want to be the best? Does he want to surpass Jordan? What does LeBron James want? Several years ago, I wrote a piece where I discussed what do you give the free agent in the NBA that already has everything. If you've already won a championship and you've already won a league MVP and you've already had your own team and you've already been the highest paid player, even if it was only for a few days or for a few weeks, then what do you give a free agent like that? How do you make Kevin Durant happy? How do you make Kyrie Irving happy? How do you make James Harden happy? How do you make Giannis happy? How do you make Anthony Davis happy? How do you make Joel Embiid happy? How do you make LeBron James happy? What's going to make him happy? A ring or money? That's something that LeBron James needs to figure out before his career is over. If he's hanging around just so he can play with his son, then he could have done that on a team that could possibly win a championship by taking less money and making his team better. As it is, he's going to have to go out and do so much, he may not be fit enough to play when his son is ready. Remember to like and share this video and subscribe to this channel and visit my new website, the URL in the description below, and follow me on Facebook at Eric J on Sports 1 and on Instagram and Twitter at Eric J on Sports. And for Eric J on Sports, I'm Eric J, and this is what I think.